What's up, everybody? Steven here from Super Fitness Gym Equipment, and I have something very special for you today. We are in Virginia at a buddy of mine's gym, a very special gym to me, 4 locations in Virginia Beach and surrounding areas. We are at Alvin's gym, the Iron Asylum. So the way this is gonna work today, we are gonna tour 4 different gyms independently, and as we tour them, we're gonna look at layouts of these gyms, and we are gonna hear Alvin's story today about how he got started and why he does what he does. So come with me and let's go check out the gyms. So the first location we're at is Kempville, Virginia, and this is an amazing location, so follow me. Let's see where Alvin's at.
Hey.
What's up, brother?
What's up, man?
Good seeing you, man. Tell me, before we go inside, a little about this location, square footage, things like that.
Yeah, so this location here, guys, Kempville, we kind of call it the speakeasy. It's kind of like a dungeon, no windows, beautiful lighting. A lot of the influencers love it. But second location, this one's been here, I think, about 7 years.
Correct.
We opened the original one almost 10 years ago, 2015. So exciting times, man. This one's about 18,000 square feet. And it's got a different vibe and feel to it. So,
Tell everybody what you actually do for a living.
So no, I started real estate mortgage officer about 18 years ago. Then about a year and a half ago, me and a partner opened up a mortgage company. Been doing that forever. But that allowed me to open the gyms about 10 years ago. Now, let me show you guys about the layout here. It's kind of different because we cater to so many different athletes, right? So bodybuilders, power lifters, Olympic weightlifters, strongmen, calisthenics, anybody, gen pop and all of that. Now, let me show you guys about the layout here. It's kind of different because we cater to so many different athletes, right? So bodybuilders, power lifters, Olympic weightlifters, strongmen, calisthenics, anybody, gen pop and all of that. So, you know, we're not your typical fitness center or health club. We're more of a strength and conditioning shop. So as you guys can see, most of our gym locations are gonna have some form of turf, right? Obviously for warm-ups, some cardio, open area space. But then we kind of divide most of them up. As you guys can see here, this is gonna be our upper body section, pin selected, plate loaded equipment. We're always gonna cater to power lifters because that's kind of where we started. So you'll see a ton of cages. One of the things I take the greatest pride in is having the most squat cages and areas in any gym around.
And I'll jump in real quick, not to interrupt him.
Yeah.
So that's just me. Alvin knows me well enough to know how I talk. Me just walking in here, I see very serious people. I see a guy over there with no shirt on. When he said it's like a dungeon, the place is spotless, super clean, but the atmosphere is where I'd want to train. And so I always want to advise, when you build a gym like Alvin's done, build a culture. And this is an amazing culture, I can tell, because everybody here is serious. They're doing their own thing, but they're serious about lifting.
Yeah, so hands down, I mean, and that's what I love, man, the diversity that you'll see around here. You can literally see, you know, one of the things you'll hear me say all the time is, you'll see Gorilla George deadlifting 700 pounds next to soccer mom Sally, who's literally first time deadlifting.
I love
She's got
that.
an unloaded bar, right?
Love that.
But then they're encouraging each other, so it's pretty
Absolutely.
cool. And then kind of the cages, we've got a monolift here, cardio section, our functional area. And then over there is gonna be our leg equipment, pin selected stuff, plate loaded. That's pretty much it.
I've always picked on Alvin in a sense of being like, hey, like one of the locations we're going to is 35,000 square feet.
Yeah.
Alvin says, oh, Steven, you know, I'm gonna put 10 to 12 pieces of cardio. I'm like, how many pieces? I'm like, are you kidding me? And he's dead serious. So if you look over here, there's a lot of rowers, bikes, but actual treadmills, 4 treadmills in almost 18,000 square feet. It's unheard of, but I really want people to realize with his gym that when you have the type of crowd, cardio is not needed as much anymore when you have the turf and the way this style of training is done. They're doing a lot of HIIT style training. These people, a guy just walked out beside me, he was drenched in sweat. I guarantee he was not on cardio. So just remember, next time you're building a gym, you don't have to have 50 pieces. We are for sure not in the purple gym in this gym, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And that's one of the other things too, when we kind of design these, when you walk into your typical commercial fitness center or so, it's always rows and rows of treadmills. I said, let's do rows and rows of the cages.
Love it.
Obviously, there's a place for the low intensity cardio stuff. Obviously, that's important, your heart health and all, but we want to be strong as well.
So Alvin, show us real quick a few like the belt squat or a few of the diversity pieces in here. So that way he's got all the cages, the selectorized, big dumbbells, combo racks, but one thing I want to showcase, and Alvin, show them your pendulum.
Yeah, so a couple of things here. This thing I absolutely love. Hands down, this is probably my personal favorite machine here. It's got unilateral movement. This thing, fully adjustable to all athletes. And without any weight, it's kind of hard. But I'm doing unilateral movement with this thing, hip press, and then I'll actually do calf presses, calf raises, seated or whatever it might be.
I put this in here years ago for him, but this is like an amazing, amazing machine. I sell a lot of hip presses, and this one is like next level isolateral. I love to always, and Alvin's very good about this, every order he does with me, we will put in each gym 1 to 3 pieces.
Yeah.
And Alvin constantly is adding something, usually to one of the gyms. Yeah. So I always preach this for years to people, make sure you're constantly evolving your gym. Alvin just told me a minute ago that he's constantly on his deadlift platforms changing his rubber. So these are little things to keep in mind. When I first walked in here and seen everything, everything's nice, neat, and you can just tell the people love this place.
That's one of the things too, man. I mean, we absolutely love reinvesting back into the gym. These members spend money here. We make money, obviously, but we like to take that and kind of give the love back and reciprocate. So guys, as you guys heard me mention earlier, this is our second location. Been here about 7 years. After this, we're gonna go to the first one. We call that the original, the OG. That's at Castleton. That one's totally different, so check it out. So guys, I started Iron Asylum, just like so many of us that were like gym junkies, gym rats that absolutely love training. Fortunately, I've been in real estate for a long time, was a former banker, and that kind of led me to be able to start off our first location, which we're headed to now at Castleton. I actually started off as a 4,000 square foot facility, no air conditioning. A lot of people thought it was like a CrossFit gym or something, but I knew that there was a group of individuals that kind of had like my mentality of like literally wanting to train, be a little more educated and not just go in there and, fiddle around. And there was a spot, it was a mixed use industrial warehouse across the street from my neighborhood. Saw a sign out there and I thought it was perfect. About a month later, I was signing a lease for it. So it all moved very fast. My goal was to have like 300 members by the first year. And I was like, okay, if we could do that, it'll probably be sustainable. Well, the cool thing is we had like 300 in the first month or so. And then we were like, holy crap, we got something going on here. And then it just kept growing from there. And then after the second year, we were kind of busting at the seams. Fortunately, an adjacent lot, there was a builder that was coming. He actually walked in when I was working out at the original location. And he introduces himself. He goes, hey, I'm building some new warehouse spaces right across the street here. If you know anyone or you're looking at expanding, let me know. And sure enough, we made that move, which was kind of scary, kind of risky, because we moved into about 15,000 square feet. And that was actually a blessing, because once we did that, we were able to offer exactly what we had, but at a larger scale, and more people came. Questions I get a lot about hardships and, how do we start and this and that. One of the biggest things that I've got to give so many kudos and accolades to are, the management team and our team members, our staff, everybody that's got their hands inside of Iron Asylum or part of the team, right? So it's so important. We've got phenomenal managers that truly care about it. And, we've got a ton of employees. I think we're up to somewhere about 90. And then we currently have 11 personal trainers. They're all phenomenal. What I ask from them is, one, just care about the business, care about our members, because that really kind of shows throughout the business. Some advice to anyone that wants to maybe open a gym, pursue this dream, or that currently opens gym that might need some pointers. Man, just really reinvest in your people, your equipment, the facility. Just keep continuously looking to see, man, what can I do to make it better? If I was a consumer and I'm sitting here and I see it dirty, well, no, we're gonna keep it clean. One of the biggest things I really take pride in is having one of the cleanest facilities. If something's broken, my staff knows immediately we're ordering equipment or we've got one of our maintenance guys on it immediately. Cool, so regarding the Iron Asylum name, the brand, the logo, obviously it all started a little over 10 years ago, literally with a pen and paper or pencil and notepad and, name after name, you kind of come up with all of these. And then, how did we differentiate ourselves? Obviously the logo is pretty damn dope, right? So kind of designed that myself with the buddy who helped me put it into a graphic. As far as the feel and atmosphere, how we separated ourselves, I knew I didn't want to be that traditional gym. I don't need tons of cardio. I take great pride in having, the most deadlift platforms, the most squat cages, and actual strength equipment. And the diversity is what we really appreciate. And that's in equipment, in athletes, in members, in staff. Guys, some of the don'ts for gym ownership, maybe even business ownership that I've come across in my 10 years of owning the Iron Asylum. One, don't take everything so personal, right? Especially in our community here in Hampton Roads. We've got a lot of cliques, whether it's powerlifting or bodybuilding and, a lot of other great gyms in the area. But I know some get upset when certain members will leave and go to another gym. I've just never done that. You'll actually never even hear me say that we're the best gym, right? We're just different. But a lot of people and feelings get hurt when they say, oh, I saw this person training over at this gym or that gym. What's up with that? And, everybody's got their right. And there's nothing wrong with changing it up every once in a while. I say go after, the other 60 to 70% of people that are sitting on the couches, and that's the business that we should be going after. One of the other things is that, don't not care, right? I think a lot of people get complacent with business and they're like, oh, I'm doing well, we're good, we're gonna keep it here. And that's perfectly fine if you're happy and don't wanna put in any different or extra effort. But if you're looking at growing and scaling, it's continuously figuring out. It's one of the things that I tell, my management team is, hey, how can we make things better? How can we make it a better experience for, our members? What can we use equipment-wise? There are fortunately other streams of income that can potentially assist with it, right? The cost and all. So at one of our locations, Kempville, we've got a phenomenal massage therapist there, Luigi. We sublease to him. Over there as well, I've got 3 phenomenal DPTs and we sublease to them. They've got an office location there. Norfolk's got physical therapists as well as Newport News. Different avenues of rehab and recovery I'm big on. I think, athletes that obviously train at a higher level really care about their bodies. You got to kind of make sure you're taking care of it. And then, we've got certain things like merchandise sales. I'm very specific on the merchandise that we do. If you notice, we don't have anything crazy, which is fine if that's going to be your, marketing and the look that you want. But ours are always going to be very simple shirts, things that you could kind of wear out at the brewery, out at a function or a gathering, as well as in the gym, right? Comfortable stuff. We've got vending machines that we sublease the space for, and at all of our locations, we actually do a fridge for meal prep as well. So a lot of our athletes will pick up their meals from them. So the good thing is, with all of that being said, it's not always about the money, right? So I get to support fellow other local small businesses. Being a small business owner myself, it's one of the greatest things that we can do, support others and kind of uplift them and support their business. Yeah, guys, so this is the OG original location. Well, I take that back. This building right here was where we opened 4,000 square feet. And then over there is where we moved over, originally moved over, and it was about 15,000 square feet. And then there was a motorcycle shop next to us that actually, unfortunately, went under, and then we took that space over. So this one is 17,900 square feet as well.
So Alvin, this has been how long here?
This one technically, I think 8 years. So this is our original location.
Yep.
We were just across the street over there. And then when they built this out, we came into this space, which was about 15,000. And this was a new space. They went out of business, unfortunately.
I remember.
And then we busted through there and became 17,000.
Really worked out perfect though.
Yeah.
From a size-wise. Totally different style a little bit than the other location.
Yep. This is the one with all the natural light. We've got these phenomenal big, huge garage doors with windows in it.
First thing when we pulled up, I loved the garage doors.
especially on them 70 to 75 degree days. We open them things up and feel like, you know, you're working out outside. So
Still those similar racks, turf,
yep,
all rubber floor.
yep.
Alvin, I'll tell everybody, when Alvin calls me, and it always blows my mind, he's like, Steven, I need 35,000 square foot of rubber, 18,000 pounds of Olympic plates.
Yeah.
I'll if I get that text, I'll say, Alvin,
Are you sure?
the numbers right? Are you sure? And he'll be like, yeah. So right after we opened the new location just recently, he gets on a call with me and he's like, or he texts me first, because I always can expect the text, then I'll hop on the call. And he said, Steven, I don't think we got enough plate. I went through my guys and I said,
We got too many strong guys. That's what it is. And gals.
and just so everybody knows, when I ship a truckload, you can only ship so much pounds, whether it be rubber, floor, or plate. So I'm like, literally half his truck was Olympic plate, not because we couldn't fill it, because of the weight. So it's crazy to me how much plate y'all put in here.
And with the flooring, we do the traditional 4x6, you know, horse stall mats per se. And that's not us being cheap. I think that's just us being efficient and smart about it.
It looks
right?
great.
Yeah. Laid out a little bit differently, but somewhat similar, right? So we've got our Olympic weightlifting section over there. A lot of prolific weightlifters again. Shorter turf, powerlifting section here with the deadlift platforms and cages. And then more over like our bodybuilding section over here. And then you see a lot of unique pieces too. A good mix of the old. We like to add the new, keep it, you know, varying.
I remember when we put the Arsenal glute bridge. Oh man, you got the hammer strength MTS kneeling leg curl that I love.
I love that one too.
I do too.
Great for
Man,
ISO work.
Alvin, I remember when I sent you that, the Flex Fitness Power Squat.
Yeah, that one's a little older school. I love that thing for some like,
That
mornings.
that's a rarity now.
Yeah.
That's a
that
rarity.
thing is heavy duty, man.
It's heavy duty.
Up there is kind of like our ab section. So you'll see ab machines up there separated. And then the other upstairs area over there, we've got some boxing things, some cardio machines. And it's kind of cool when you're up there
that
doing
is
some
super
cardio.
cool. I didn't even notice it.
Kind of overlook.
Like a mezzanine.
That's it.
Was the whole thing heated and cooled when you moved in here? Because I see the big ass fan up here.
It was. So we moved over from 4,000 square feet and there was no air conditioning over there.
Okay.
So when we did this build up, obviously it was imperative that we added that.
Sure.
I don't care how, when we first started, we were like, no, we're gonna be hardcore. We don't need all this shit.
It's
But
hot
then,
outside right now.
In southeastern Virginia, man, it hits 90 degrees and 90% humidity and that bar starts slipping. We realized that's okay. We're hardcore, but we also don't want to be reckless.
And I hope people listen to what Alvin just said, because I know the background he comes from and the type of people that work out here. Because a lot of people's like, oh, AC, I want to be hardcore. But guys, I'm in a hot warehouse all day long, and all my workrooms and offices have HVAC. But I do not want to go to the gym, even though I love to train in a dungeon. I love to train hard. I don't want to go to a gym no more without HVAC. So just know you can still be hardcore and have HVAC.
Yeah. And actually, guys, so this is the main gym floor. Over here, beyond the lobby and hallway, we've got like a separate area, kind of call it our functional area, and some cardio over there. All right, guys, so we're at the original location, Castleton. We just saw Kempville, which was our second location. I unfortunately can't go with you guys to the other locations. You guys are gonna head over to Newport News, which is the newest location, an absolute monster, 35,000 square feet.
I can't wait to see it.
So guys, a quick testament about Steven and his business. We must have met, I mean, I know you outfitted this original location. So I mean, we're talking 10 something years ago.
Years ago.
Talking about caring about business, it's the same exact thing, man. And I think that's why we kind of really are able to relate. Open lines of communication. Anytime I've got any issues or needs or advice, I pick up the phone, send you a text. He's always there, man.
I got parts in the car today.
Yeah,
I forgot about it.
That's
too.
right,
You
yeah.
just said it.
So actually bring those Newport News.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, care about your people, care about your clients, your friends.
And just so everybody knows, that was totally not planned. I love you, brother.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man.
Man.
No, appreciate you. So we just got to Newport News, Virginia. This is the newest location that I just built for Iron Asylum. This is my friend Trey. He's the general manager
What's going
here,
on, guys?
and he's gonna take us on a tour. This gym is sick, so I'm excited to showcase it.
All right, we ready? I'm gonna show you guys around. right off the bat, first when you walk in, you have 145 feet of turf by 15 feet. You have 10 squat racks, you have 9 deadlift platforms. Over here, you have a fully loaded upper body bodybuilding section. We know in most gyms, everybody's waiting on a pec fly, so we got 5 of those here, so you never have to wait for a pec fly again. We got about 2 to 3 pieces of machinery per exercise and muscle group. So even on those busy days, you're still gonna have a machine that you wanna do for your workout. In the center over here is gonna be our main cable area, as well as we got 9 bench presses for all those chest gains. We got dumbbells in front of those mirrors that go from 5 pounds up to 150 pounds with 2 sets from 5 to 100. Got tons of cardio back here along this back wall behind those squat racks. You got your stair climbers, your ellipticals, your treadmills, your assault runners, your rowers, your ski ergs, everything you could possibly need. Over here, you do have your fully loaded lower body section there with a lot of specialty pieces that we got from Steven here himself. You got your pendulum squat, your power squat, your hip press, reverse hyper, your pitch shark. We got pretty much everything you could possibly need here at Iron Asylum Newport News. And we even got more stuff here in the back. We want to take a look over there.
Wait till you guys see the back. Every little gym has a little bit different, but this is super. They almost got like a hidden room at every gym, which is super cool with like a rig and some pieces. So let's walk back there and then we'll come back out on the main floor.
Yeah, but it's pretty sick. So like we always like to Iron Asylum tailor to every training specialty. You know, we got bodybuilders in the area, we got powerlifters in the area, strongmen, Olympic weightlifting, CrossFit. We want to have a place for everybody here at Iron Asylum. So in this back corner here, you do have your Olympic weightlifting platforms with your calibrated kilo plates. You got some strongman equipment with your logs, your farmer's carries. We got a yoke right here on the turf for you. A whole bunch of warm-up equipment back here as well. And then let me show you this back room real quick. So this place already looks big, but it gets even bigger back here. So this here's your functional fitness room. So you got an 8-station red rig right here. You got 3 heavy bags in the back, plenty of bumper plates. Over here, we actually have some ropes that you can use as well. Yep. So we got ropes all the way to the ceilings for our functional athletes, CrossFit athletes. We got wall ball throws. We got some plywood on the wall for your calisthenics people who want to do handstand push-ups. We got a little bit of everything here.
Who is your target clientele, do you think, for Iron Asylum?
Our target clientele, I would say, is for the people who want to take their training to the next level.
Okay.
So you have a lot of gyms around this area that are great places to start at. You have like your Planet Fitnesses, your One Lifes, your smaller private gyms, things like that, which everyone needs that place to kind of get their foot in the door. Because you know, working in the gym industry, a lot of people have that gym anxiety.
Absolutely.
So you want to get have that kind of starting place to where you get yourself familiar with the equipment, and then once you really find that thing that you really want to dive into, whether it be bodybuilding, powerlifting, strongman, whatever the case, Iron Asylum is your place to go from there. What we really pride ourselves on is having that top tier equipment, the best atmosphere in a clean and safe environment, so that no matter what you want to get into, we have that availability here for you.
So anybody's welcome at Iron Asylum?
Oh, absolutely. Whether you're a day one or a national level athlete, we have a spot for you here. So your pros can teach the beginners, and your beginners can, you know, just motivate the pros, because they're going to see shit they've never seen before.
Absolutely.
And your pros are going to teach the beginners something they've never known before.
No, I love that, and I love the way y'all have literally something for everyone.
Yeah.
I mentioned this earlier into one of the videos. About 35,000 square feet, I get called for rubber flooring. And a lot of people don't realize I'm one of the biggest flooring distributors, probably on the East Coast. But this man just tells me right before we started filming, him and how many guys done this floor?
About 4 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
What people don't realize how hard it is to lay this floor. This was, do you remember how many mats, Trey?
Oh my gosh.
I know it was over 1,000, I can't remember.
Yeah.
It was 30-some thousand square feet, but
Yeah.
they laid all this floor by hand, and the turf, tell them about the turf story that it was going over there.
So originally we were trying to make this location similar to our Norfolk location, which you guys will see later today. And so our turf idea originally was going to be on the other side of those pillars with the deadlift platforms and your squat racks here. We laid all these mats, we started laying the machinery and everything else. We had the turf placed and ready to go. We kind of took a second, looked back at it, we're like, dang, that turf would actually look a lot cooler in between these squat racks and deadlifts. So we had to yank up all of those mats, move that turf again, roll it back out, and replace everything. But honestly, as you can see, it worked out way better.
You can lay it all out on paper, and I tell people this all the time, and it doesn't function, or it may not just look right in person. And so I think it was a great move, y'all taking the time, doing the work, and just getting it to the point it is today.
Yeah.
Trey, talk about numbers for us a little bit. Y'all just opened, because I want to promote you guys in this video.
Yeah.
This one has been open how long now?
So we opened officially on April 18th for signups.
Okay.
So we're on June 4th right now.
Yep.
So to date, we've signed up 586 people already.
So guys, almost 600 members in a like 5 to 6 week time
Just
period.
about, yeah.
At that point, You said when y'all moved here, nobody even knew about you guys.
Right, correct. Yeah, so this is our first time in the peninsula area. We had a very big like word of mouth following over on the other side of the water.
Sure.
Since we've been there since 2015. Here was definitely a branch into a new area. So we were really excited to kind of test that waters and see what the Iron Asylum name can do. So
awesome.
Even without us really being known, still within the first month, we signed up 480 people.
Wow.
And then now as we've been expanding more in the community, doing a lot more of that business outreach, I've been stopping by a lot of the local businesses around here. First time I did it, I maybe went to like 25 different businesses, not a single person knew who we were. Second time I did it, I went to about 43, about 35% of them actually knew who we were.
Wow.
So our name is starting to get known, more and more members are coming in each day and just seeing what Iron Asylum can actually offer them.
So first of all, every gym owner needs to find a trade. Somebody invested in, I've met this guy a long time ago. He is very thorough. Yesterday, he sends me a message this long, very detailed. I called him and I said, dumb it down for me. I was like, tell me what you need.
Yep.
This gym, first of all, spotless. Secondly, he put his heart and soul into it. And I just love to see that because I personally have several people who work for me. And the key thing in most gyms is not just the equipment, but it's the right people building the right culture. And I talk about this a lot.
Absolutely.
So Trey, talk about the culture, what you're gonna build here.
What we're going to be here. So Iron Asylum, I joined originally back in 2019 with the
remember you
location.
told me.
Yep. So we had 2 locations at the time. Started off as an AM there. Quickly got promoted up to management there. My first time ever managing my own gym rolled right into COVID, going into 2020. So that was definitely a very
Tough
hard
time.
learning experience
Sure.
for any kind of fitness industry out there. Continued to grow, put my head down, appreciated the work that I love to do. Then we expanded into Norfolk, we expanded into Newport News here now. And when I first joined Iron Asylum, as soon as I walked into that door and I sat down for the interview, I knew this is where I wanted to be because I knew Iron Asylum could just continue to grow. And for me, I come from a family of people who helped. My dad was a teacher, then worked his way up to being a principal. My mother's a sign language interpreter, and then my sister was a counselor. So I always came from a family of helpers. I started my own journey in the fitness industry as a personal trainer, just really wanting to help change people's lives. And I had that direct kind of like access to when I was a trainer. And then when I transferred more to the management side, I now have a indirect effect to thousands of people to help them change their lives. And really what we just want to do at Iron Asylum is just to continue to expand the fitness outreach in this community and any community that we go to, just because it's so important in the just walks of life, just to
100%.
have that health, that mental health, whether it be physical, mental or physical, just really just allowing people to have a safe place to come in, train, try something new, and then just meet lifelong friendships. I have some of the greatest friends in the world that I've met through the gym, and I want a lot of people to have that same experiences that I've had.
So this is a quick pit stop for us. We're going back actually to Norfolk right now, which we intended on training here, but because the other one is on our way home about an hour from here, we're going back to the other one. Trey, we greatly appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely.
This gym looks amazing. Guys, let's head over. Trey, thank you so much,
Awesome,
brother.
man. It was great.
It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
So we just got to Iron Asylum, Norfolk, Virginia. This is the busiest of all 4 locations, and we just so happen to be arriving right here at 5 o'clock. So this one's probably gonna be a sight to see. This one is a big gym, lots of equipment. I'm excited to show it off. So follow me in, let's go in and check this gym out. So guys, I'm here with Chris, the assistant manager of Iron Asylum in Norfolk. This gym right now is getting packed, and Chris is gonna take us on a quick tour.
So coming in this way, when we come in first through the doors, you have our main aisle right here, which is our 10 squat racks, 10 deadlift platforms on your right and left. As you can see, pretty much everything wide open as soon as you come in. And we also have all of our bodybuilding equipment over to the right as well. Starting with our upper body equipment, you have our pin loaded, plate loaded, switch loaded machines with a little bit of variety of everything, usually about 1 to 2 machines per body part. As we're walking down here, we also have a pretty cool Smith machine over here. It's not just a regular vertical up and down, it's a horizontal as well, so you get that full range of motion.
That's a Hoist 3D Smith. So either people love that Smith or hate that Smith, but it's become very popular as of late, especially.
Absolutely. And then over here on our right, we have all of our benches as well. And up front towards our mirrors, we have our dumbbells ranging from 5 to 150, 2 sets of 5 to 100, which is a more standard variety, and then a 105 to 150, being a 1 set of each, because a little bit less use on those as well. Coming down here to our legs, our machines for our lower body, we have, again, pin-loaded, plate-loaded, switch-loaded equipment. This is probably my favorite section just because of the variety for leg equipment. It's not the standard, just squat rack deadlifts, but a little bit of everything that you want to try and work for your legs that day. Personally, I like using pendulum squat because of my knees. I'm not a regular squat fan just because my depth isn't that great, to be honest. So I tend to go for pendulum squats, bear squats, a little bit more machine work from my end.
Chris, I got a question for you real quick. And this is probably a lot of gym owners would love to know this. You got a gym that allows chalk, you got a gym that don't allow chalk.
Right.
Usually it's one of the two.
Yep.
Tell me how y'all address it, because every gym I've been to today is still very clean.
Right.
But I see y'all allow chalk.
We do allow chalk, yes.
Tell me the ins and outs, what is allowed, what's not allowed.
So we do allow regular standard powdered chalk, but not liquid chalk, just because that tends to be, it has a better grip, but it tends to be a little bit harder to clean up.
Okay.
The regular chalk, we can just use a broom, vacuum, and then come in with a mop, and it comes up really quick.
Okay.
That way we allow our lifters to get a better grip on everything. Allow really well with the deadlifts and the squat racks as well.
And one thing I want to show everybody here, that this gym was getting so busy over the years, they have 2 of the same leg presses, 2 of the same hack squats. So basically, my advice always as a gym is when something is as busy as this gym, always put what somebody needs, and every single one of them is filled up right now. So Chris, is this a typical day as busy as it is here?
Absolutely. Monday, Tuesday, of course, being the busiest days throughout the week, but we start a little bit earlier even, mainly because of the military in the shipyard. Gets around 2 o'clock, 2:30.
Oh, wow.
And it just increases until about 7 o'clock.
So 2 o'clock.
Yeah, 2 o'clock is when it starts up, yeah.
Wow.
We never really see, nothing close to an empty gym. It's pretty much 24/7. There's somebody in here, but from about 2 o'clock on until about I leave at 8 o'clock, it's pretty packed.
How many people are coming in today? Because right now, it's just about to tip 5 o'clock and the gym is already getting slammed. So it has to be hundreds of people.
It is. I think we're, as far as the membership between the 4 gyms, we have the highest 24-hour members coming in.
Trade was telling us on average about 1,500 a day come to Norfolk.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
And overnight as well, we have large numbers coming in, which a lot of 24-hour gyms tend to go down during that time. We're packed pretty much, I'd say 10 to 2 a.m. and then it goes down a little bit, but around 4 a.m. it picks right back up and just continues on through the day.
Gotcha. And another thing I wanted to ask, and I don't think I asked this earlier, t-shirt on, t-shirt off. A lot of gyms don't allow it. I notice y'all do.
Absolutely.
So tell me about that.
So we just pretty much allow, as long as you're cleaning up after yourself, that's the main thing. A lot of guys prefer working out without their t-shirts on.
Sure.
As long as you're looking presentable and it's able to be cleaned up after yourself and when the area you're in, mainly from a sweat thing.
Sure.
But it's, other than that, we don't mind having t-shirts off.
I got you.
This section up here that we're walking into, from the ropes, the vans over on that left side, all the way over to our rig over here, and the bumper plates is our functional fitness area. It's the closest thing to what a lot of people prefer to do is CrossFit. We're just using the functional fitness as our name that we use over here. Our benches, and then over here on the rig, as far as deadlift, squats, pretty much anything else we have in the gym over here on the red and black area. And then going back here, we also have our Olympic platforms. I know over at Newport News, there's a little bit tucked in. Ours are a little bit more included in the space as well. And then going down this last hallway, we did use a loading dock as well when this was created. We have what was called our strongman hallway. Oh, wow. And then going down all the way to our heavy bags that we can walk down if you want, or we can just stop at the end here. Our heavy bags down at the end, so our pull-up bars, and then pretty much from those sandbags to your left forward is all of our strongman equipment. So our sandbags, our yokes, our medicine balls, our logs.
I mean, you got everything someone needs.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've said it throughout the rest of the videos, but it's the only big gyms that I know that have such a small amount of cardio. So these people come here to train.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we do have the turf over there, which is you see a lot of people doing sprints. That's the main area that people, of course, the cardio equipment's over there as well. But mainly doing sprints back and forth, a lot of sled work. We didn't get over there, but We have a couple of sleds. We have the assault runners, and then we have all of our traditional, more standard cardio equipment
Sure,
as well.
sure.
Yeah. This one was actually built out of an old Farm Fresh.
Oh, I remember.
Grocery store.
But the place looks great, and I know y'all continue always are adding a piece here and there and stuff like that. So I'm definitely impressed with all 4 gyms of the Iron Asylum. At the point this place is so busy, can you take on new members, or is this place about capped? Or you tell me.
We're always taking on new members. One of the interesting things about this specific location is because of the strong military presence in the area, we have a lot of people going on deployment, putting freezes on their accounts.
So they're coming and going.
They're coming and going. A lot of people decide to come back 6 months a year, so it's never that set number. It's always fluctuating a little bit.
Sure. I greatly appreciate
Absolutely.
you, bud.
Great meeting you.
Yes, sir. We're on the way home right now. It's been an exciting day. Alvin's a really good friend of mine. I appreciate everything, his loyalty towards me and my company. Please, if you will, like and subscribe to the page for more gym content coming out on our YouTube, our Instagram, our Facebook. I always hope by watching a video like this that you can see in Alvin, see his vision, and I hope it inspires you to dream big, think outside the box, and chase your dreams. It's so important to do that. As always, if you have any questions, we will answer them. Drop them in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one.